Look how she looks at me like, you want to turn these lights back off now, dude? I know it's your lunch, but it's nap time for me.
Hey, everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
Yeah, we're doing a little follow-up on the big 220 here, aren't we, kiddo?
Yep.
A few weeks ago, we kind of put the new glass up here. There's a little bit of a glare from the window because it's our lunch break here. But we'll show you some close-ups. But we kind of changed around, put the new glass on the Aqua Cave. As you can tell, Ice Digi's digging it. We have her UV light off when we shoot videos because it's so bright. It's
kind of bright.
Beams through everything. But basically, we're not really sure where it came from. We think maybe putting that big glass sculpture in could have possibly introduced something nasty into our tank called skin flukes.
Yeah, it might have had bacteria on it or something like that.
Yeah, we had some flowers and plants in it. We can't think of anywhere else where it came from. All we knew is that our ropefish specifically started getting these little kind of white tail things sticking out between their scales. And they didn't like it very well. No. They were itching. They were trying to bite them. They were turning around on their skin. So that was one thing that was bad. So we got this good old stuff here, the old local LFS, local fish store, and it worked right away. Literally within a matter of minutes of putting this powder in, it was along the top here.
It's like a powder kind of detergent look of it, but you just put it in there and it's kind of like a chalk look, and it just dissolves and like they swim through. They seem to actually touch it when we put it in, and they felt a lot better because they didn't look agitated or anything. Well, I can tell it helped.
Yeah, actually, we ran a bunch of errands that day. I was in the kitchen unloading groceries. Jack was watching the tank after we put the medicine in, and you called me in the kitchen. You were like, Dad, they're like swimming through it. And the ropefish were actually swimming through the medicine at the top, almost as if it was instantly relieving them. Wasn't that weird?
Yeah, it might have just clinged to their skin and like burned them off. I don't know how it works.
Instant relief. They felt better. They started acting normal. They were swimming around within minutes of kind of swimming through that powder. And the flukes were gone. We checked back. I don't know. We looked at their skin. Anyway, as you can see, they're doing really good. We do have 6 of them in here. They are getting quite big. We're going to do some close-ups. We're going to turn around, get rid of some of this glare, and kind of show you some of the other stuff going on here and some of the things that have transpired in the last few weeks.
Yeah, we wanted to share that because we thought it was good that they got better.
Yeah, we never had any of our fish get flukes before, as far as I know. I'm going to be 48. I've been doing this since I was 5. I've never really had many problems other than ick. So what we did is we added a bunch more things while the medication was in the water, and we'll show you what we did. So that way it would be, everything would be dead. And that's the only thing we could think it came from. So hopefully we got it. This is actually 3 weeks after medicating them, and there's never been a reoccurrence or anything like that.
They look pretty good.
So we're thinking it came from the flower vase and that it's gone. So let's turn this around and take a better look. Now, initially, after we put all these new plates of glass and everything was cool with Ice Digi's cave, and as you can see, she's taking a little afternoon nap. Sometimes she just kind of goes on her raft there kind of halfway and just kind of chills out. She was sleeping, but she saw the room light on and saw us talking, so she woke up. Sorry about that, kiddo. She's probably like, you gonna feed us now?
Yeah, it's like her sauna.
Yeah, she likes being in her little area there. But anyway, this was the vase that we put in. And initially it was meant for this lady. As you can see, we put another one in. Well, the reason we put another one in is because this little guy, this spunky little bristle nose male here, he took it over, didn't he, kiddo?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I don't care if this cave is...
He started like cleaning it out and everything. He's like, this is my area.
Yeah. And if anybody came in, including her or the ropefish, or if Ice Digi poked her head in or anybody, he would push them right out of there and say, hey, this is my spot. And the female, I'm not sure where she is right now, but she's usually somewhere around one of these guys here. Anyway, she went up there and they did their little dancey dance quite a few times. However, with it being so large, even though she was very interested, she is a little bit younger than him. She might not be ready yet to breed. But even though she went up there and even though she danced around with them a lot, they did not lay eggs. And we'll put some of that video with some music at the end of the video because it was actually quite funny. This big old girl did go in there numerous times. He chased her out, and she would sit right on the other side looking at him, and he would be dancing. It was pretty funny. This guy has not gone in there with her yet. Like I said, we do believe this one's a male, and we love this one. This is one of my favorite fish I've ever had. I think he's absolutely gorgeous. And we are hoping that they possibly use one of these caves. How we got him to get out is we put some smaller caves down here. We have one that kind of looks like a log over here. And we have one that kind of is just one of these little regular kind of ceramic caves. Now, he did spend a couple of days in here, and the female was in there with him. And it looked like there was some possible eggs, but we're not sure if something got them or what, but they did not seem to work out. And so he has left, and then he was over here in this one for a while, but we haven't seen anything in there. So they are trying, so hopefully they do have babies. The cool part about having all this big old lava rock, too, is when anything has babies in here, they can kind of go down in there and they can live. The ropefish have not had any signs of anything. The only bad part about using this parasite medicine, as you can see,
it may have touched the bamboo.
It might have affected the bamboo negatively. We tried to dose it perfectly. Now, out of the 4 on this side, only this one turned brown, and that was a couple days ago. So what we're going to do, and that's actually okay. So what we did is we added another vase. So there's 2 big vases up here for the big plecos, and she has been hanging out in there. So hopefully they will try to use those. We're going to take this one out that was affected by the medicine, scoot this one over to open that up even more. Now, the cool part is it hasn't reached the top yet. So these little guys here, we'll actually cut those off and put them on the top of the puffer tank. We'll be doing a follow-up on the puffer tank soon, too, because we do put all that in there, and we haven't done a follow-up in there. So we'll take those 2 off, put them in there, and we'll just kind of slide this one over. And then we'll still have 3, and we'll kind of let that go for now. Over here on the other side, exact same thing happened, only 1. So this one is the one on the edge, and again, this one has a nice top on it that was still viable, so we're going to cut that off, put that on the puffer tank as well, and pull this out of here. The other 3 were not affected. The only bad part about this one, this is the one that actually had the sprout come out of it that we were so excited about. This was the first underwater bamboo sprout we've ever had, so I'm actually going to try to cut that. It looks like it's living. I thought about cutting off right before that to see if that lives. And then if it starts to have problems, we might just take it out and put that one in the top of the puffer tank. We're not sure yet. I might just cut the bamboo off right above it and see if it continues to grow. The other sprout, a few weeks after that one that started growing over here out of this one, was not affected. So at least we got one, and that one's doing really well. So everybody's doing really well. No sign of any flukes since then. The electric blue cichlids are still reproducing.
Or any disease or anything we haven't seen.
No, we haven't seen anything in here. We've never had a problem in this tank.
And if you think about that, that's just like how his or her skin works. That's not like a virus or anything.
Yeah, this little guy here does tend to turn black at times, and that's something he's done ever since we got him 3 years ago. He's the one that's more of like a little runty. These are the big boys here, and they are very large. They do not have any black in them at all, but he does kind of turn black like that.
Probably the biggest, or that other one.
Yeah, these guys are getting humongous, and they're just so great. So they kind of like how we lifted this up a little bit. Again, we'll put that video in the description. They like how we lifted it up a little bit. Now you can see we did put a big, huge, holy piece of driftwood. We got that from Father Fish when we went down to Florida last Christmas, almost a year ago. And the clown loaches really like kind of hanging around there. Nothing's really been going in here but the little plecos, so nothing's really disrupting it. There's a little piece of Iastigi's bone left there from a couple weeks ago. We got to get her a new one. There's the male electric blue doing awesome. And again, him and the female are having babies, and we do take them out. We trade them in at the LFS. But again, that's usually lit up really good. We don't have that UV light on because you just can't see. It's so bright. But yeah, we have 13
of those clown loaches. This is the big alpha. You can see that he has a little bit of an irregular stripe there.
It looks cool though. It looks like a bean.
Yeah, we dig him. We dig him.
Like one part's the other color, one part's
yeah.
this other color.
And all these little guys came from Jack's tank when they kind of grew out in there, and then we put them in here, and they are doing awesome with their big alpha. Now, there's one of the cichlid babies. That's the electric blue, most likely a female. We're going to be getting her out and trading her in soon because she's getting pretty big. We don't want, you know, the father breeding with her, causing problems with her. So anyway, we're going to cut this out, snip, snip, leave that little guy in there. This will go in the puffer tank. The bromeliads are doing okay. We lost a couple leaves over here because we didn't have much sunlight in this room, so I've been trying to leave the big light on. This one, we're just going to take it out, scoot this one over. The ropefish are doing fantastic. They've never been happier. One dose of that medication, and everything was gone. It's been 3 to 4 weeks now almost. So anyway, that's what's going on. We're hoping that the big plecos do ultimately try to reproduce. We'll see what happens. Now, as you can see here, this little guy is getting larger, nowhere near big enough to try to, if it is a male or female, nowhere big enough to mate. Now, if this guy is a male and this is a female, she may possibly lay eggs, but she's only about a year to a year and a half old. She may be able to. If it's a male, I highly doubt he's going to coerce this big mama into, you know, mating. But we'll see. If he's a male, he is growing pretty quickly, and so that would be kind of neat to have albino ones. And yes, we had a whole bunch of babies in Jack's tanks. They did lay eggs in his tanks, and we traded a lot of those guys in. There is a couple of those female calicos in Cap's tanks still. Most of the other ones, though, we traded all those in for stuff, you know, food and other things that we use for our tanks and stuff like that. That's what's nice when your fish have babies. You can trade them in. People want the babies. You might not get a lot of money, but you get trade-in at the store. And then we can buy food for these guys and lights and things like that. So overall, this guy's doing really, really well. We got the under gravel lights on there. Everything's doing great. Ice Digi's doing great. The plants are doing great. We're just going to take those 2 out that died. And honestly, I'm kind of happy we didn't lose more with the medication. Yeah, again, sorry about the glare, but it's like high noon and it's coming right in the windows there.
Only 1 out of the 4 on both sides are dying.
It is kind of coincidental, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Look how funny she is. Sometimes she likes throwing her legs out and she'll swish them around in the water. It almost reminds me of, like, you know, when you took swim lessons and you'd have like the kickboard and you'd hold on to it and kick with your legs. Sometimes she does that and she'll move it across. It's kind of funny. But yeah, she's a real character. She loves her Aqua Cave. And this little guy, what he'll do is he'll hang out in her Aqua Cave. Like I said, he's almost kind of the tank boss, even though he's small. And he will, as soon as she hops off, he'll get on her shell and he'll clean her shell and eat any kind of algae on her shell or anything like that. He's real good about that. But anyway, let's hope that this big mama maybe will reproduce. If she is a female and he is a male, there he goes with all his stuff up. So that's what's going on in this tank, guys. Our next venture with this, now that we've got the flukes under control and moved around all of the little caves and gave the plecos all things to do, once we get this bamboo out and fixed around, we are going to add some more lights to this. We do have these under gravel lights that shine up through the glass, and of course the above lights. But we're going to be adding some more lights. We used to have some laser lights on this. We moved them. We ended up getting some new ones last year during the whole shutdown. Just part of some of the things we bought during the shutdown. And we're going to be putting those on. Those are going to be really neat. We're going to have some blue laser lights that are going to go along the bottom and along the top of this huge tank. So that's going to be neat. Those are going to be basically night lights that stay on all the time. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that maybe these guys will breed. We love these big, awesome, amazing sail fins. Either this guy or this guy in here. Love that albino. I got that albino one on a sale about over a year ago for only $20. And he was in your bridge tanks, remember?
Yeah.
And he got bigger. We put him in here, and he's doing fantastic. I would love to breed that albino with one of these other ones. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Anyway, thanks so much. We want to give you an update on this tank. It's doing very well. We just, you know, we had a little fluke incident, and from now on, if we ever take any kind of old things like this, caves or anything, and put them in here, we're going to make sure that we most likely, you know, disinfect them or boil them or something instead of just throwing them in here. Even though sometimes these things will be sitting around in the closet for what could be years and they could be dry, these kind of parasites can, you know, if they're in the form of a spore or an egg or in some kind of hibernated, you know, metamorphosis, it's amazing. You could put them in your tank like this.
I mean, it's pretty gross, but that's how they do it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this vase was sitting around for a long time. We had some flowers in it, and it was sitting around for weeks, just totally dry in the closet.
You don't have to like chlorine wash it with like sink water.
Yeah, you could just boil it, put it in hot water, maybe wash it with some soap and water, and then rinse it real good. But anyway, that's probably where the flukes came from because we haven't added anything else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
So, hey, it's all good. These ropefish are doing fantastic. They're one of our favorites. We're so happy they're doing good. And just want to give you an update. So take care, guys. Make sure to subscribe so you'll see our future videos, especially our Fish Tank Fridays. We also do Wellness Wednesdays and Conservation Mondays. We always do stuff. And that way you'll be notified if you hit the bell and everything. We have a very, very special tank coming up soon here, don't we?
Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, but we do.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We've been working on it for a long time.
It's funny.
It's one of the smallest designs we've ever made.
Actually, yeah.
But also one of the most intricate. It's going to be really, really cool.
The funniest, probably.
And very neat. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic weekend and enjoy your fish.